You remember last week we showed you guys the awesome video of the 7-Eleven where the dude was trying to steal cigarettes using a trash can, and he got the shit beat out of him by a Sikh dude with a broom
Well,
handle.
you know what a Sikh is, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're the warrior caste from India.
Yeah. And that guy obviously showed what was what. Well, now he's being investigated. Not the shoplifter, not the one who instigated the crime, not the one who was committing a felony. The guy who was trying to stop it is being investigated.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest. People need to start stepping up because if the law is not going to maintain order, you're just going to have to be able to do it yourself.
Yep.
All right? This is ridiculous.
It is.
Look at this guy. He's stealing all kinds of tobacco.
Yep.
The guy just walks by, gets his stick. The other guy gets in his way, trying to stop him.
Okay, you're not going to steal from our store. 2,
boom,
boom,
3,
boom.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And did you see why they went after him here? The clerks said flat out that this same guy stole from their store twice before.
Yeah.
And obviously nothing was done about it, so they decided, you know what? Fine. If the police aren't going to handle this shit, I will. And now they're being investigated for it.
Correct.
I guarantee you this guy's probably going to be placed under arrest.
Maybe.
I mean, he's the right color. They may let him off, but I doubt it.
Yeah. And listen, man, this is ridiculous. I mean, San Francisco has literally no businesses left.
Yeah.
The Airbnb, the hotel industry, the tourist industry is gone. That city is fucking imploding. Mm-hmm. All right, and they won't do anything about it. They deserve everything that they get, in my opinion.
What a time to be alive. And it goes from there to this. This is one of the craziest things I've ever heard of. And obviously there's no video because this involves a man who got into an argument at a Sonic, like you do, and then drove a flagpole through the other man's head.
Wow.
And he survived.
Well, is he a vegetable? Or?
No.
He's fine?
He might lose an eye, but he's alive. Cops aren't sure where the perp will be tried because he's Native American.
Well, you know.
Just got to let him get away with it.
First of all, if that happens off of tribal land, then it should be handled by the federal government.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy went after him like Mel Gibson, the Patriot, berserker style.
Yeah?
And impaled his whole damn head with a flagpole that still had a flag on it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
A drive-in restaurant in Tulsa where two men got in a fight, probably very common if Oklahoma Sonics or anything like Sonics near me, this is. During the fight, a man named Clinton Collins must have thought he was Mel Gibson and somehow ended up with a flagpole in his hand and then used said flagpole to attack another unidentified man. The pole entered the victim's head beneath his jaw and exited the other side of his head near his right temple.
That's bad.
The American flag was still attached at the time. See, there he goes.
Wow.
There's the madman right there. That's meth and dicks all the way.
Yep.
Emergency crew arrived at the scene, found the man still living with a flagpole sticking out of his head, and firefighters sawed part of the flagpole because they weren't able to shut the ambulance doors.
Yep.
According to police, he'll survive, but will likely lose his right eye. Collins was arrested and showed no remorse for the stabbing, even saying that the man got what he deserved.
Well, we don't know what happened. I don't know what the other side of the story is.
No, there's a... And a guy who got a flagpole shoved through his jaw and out one side of his skull is probably not going to be talking about it, at least out loud, anytime soon.
Yeah, I would have a hard time dealing with that.
Woo! I just...
What are you going to do?
Welcome to current year.
This is insane.
It is. It's going to get worse. We're back to San Francisco with this next one here.
Here we go.
Family of black man shot by San Francisco police after pointing a gun at them says officers should have said, hey, let's talk before firing.
All right, so listen. Okay, I have been in quite a few firefights, probably half a dozen substantial ones and 2 that were like off the hook big. There's no time for that.
Ain't nobody got time.
Listen, this is not Hollywood. All right. When the shooting starts, like people die almost immediately. It is that quick and brutal. Oof. There's no time for like, hey, I'm sorry. All right, now listen. You point the gun at the cops, you get what you get. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
I myself would not recommend that.
No.
That is,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I would not recommend that. But who knows in the future? Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
If they continue with the craziness that they're doing, it's not going to be onesie twosies. It's going to be mobs of people.
Yeah.
That is not. I don't want to see that happen. But
yeah, it'll make the 2020 riots look like a kid's birthday party because you will actually have people out there with a legitimate purpose who are pissed off, not people who have been brainwashed into believing they're oppressed when they're not.
Like, you will know when the people on the right decide enough is enough, because it's not going to be riots and like burning a car or stuff like that. It's going to be surgical, vicious precision violence.
And we don't want that, for the record.
I'm just telling you how it's going to play out if it goes that way. And I'm getting the hell out of the way. I want nothing to do with that.
Ugh. This is just...
And listen, we're not trying to black pill everyone out there.
No.
But this is legitimately insanity that has now become mainstream here in America.
Fucking fruit flies, man.
Yeah, I have to throw out those tomatoes. That's where they're coming from.
That's probably a good idea. I can't believe the family of a black man who was shot by San Francisco police after he pointed a handgun at them, which was caught on video, say officers should have used de-escalation tactics instead of shooting him. Okay, how long does it take to pull a trigger? Fraction of a second. By the time you're done saying, hey, let's talk, you're already dead.
What kind of pistol was it?
I don't know. You want to take a look? I don't know if we got the actual
Is there a picture up there?
Here we go.
What y'all doing? Come on now, tell them, big bro. I ain't doing shit, nigga. Fuck y'all doing in my neighborhood?
Oh, here we go.
Ain't got no warrant. Ain't no fucking police, nigga. Ain't no police, bitch ass nigga.
It's okay.
Really?
Ain't no
They're
fucking
trying to
police,
de-escalate
nigga.
it right here.
I said so, the fucking royal. Now tell me something, nigga.
Yeah, see, the time for de-escalation is before the weapons come out.
Well, he's obviously worked up over some stuff, and I get it,
I mean, the situation was probably at a 5 before this dude showed up. It ratcheted itself up to an 11.
Well, first of all, whenever you have somebody yelling like this,
Yep.
you have no idea what's going to happen.
No. I mean, he's packing. You can see he's got something heavy in his pocket in the front there.
Here we go.
There he
There we
goes.
go. He's pulling it out, and
Oh, he was getting ready to. Set it against it for a second. I mean, you can tell this dude has a really expensive vocabulary.
people get worked up. I understand. They use all kinds of.
But there's no reason for him to get worked up. He literally just showed up where cops were already there, and he had no reason to be there in the first place.
But we don't know the backstory. We're just seeing what's happening here.
Just saying. Because he had it says right here, the shooting happened after Ryan Blufeld intervened and was extremely aggressive towards police, arresting someone who had a warrant. So he was literally not involved in this situation. He inserted himself into it.
Okay.
There's your context.
Yeah, there you go. All right. That's all I needed, context.
I'm not worried about the women. You want to start me, nigga? You want to start me, nigga? I'll fuck you up out here, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Uncuff that nigga.
He's just calling him riggers, of course. Uncuff him? No, he's under arrest.
If he has a warrant, here we go.
Oh, here he goes. Yep.
Let him roll up here, nigga. Uncuff you right there.
Hey.
Uncuff you right there.
Here we go.
See, when you spend entire election cycles and weaponizing and using the media to literally brainwash and browbeat people into thinking that they're a marginalized race when they actually have things on their side like affirmative action and other things that give them a leg up over every other person out there walking that has, that's melanin challenged, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a shithole like San Francisco that refuses to punish actual crime.
Well, also, like, they're brainwashing the useful idiots to be their battle meat.
There you go. This guy put himself in the meat grinder because he was too stupid to look around and realize, hey, I'm being lied to by the same corporate interests and phonies that I claim are responsible for my own so-called oppression.
Yeah, more than likely, he had a 9mm. That bullet will travel between 1,350 and 1,700 feet per second. There is no time for de-escalation once the pistol is out.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a fraction of a second to make a decision.
Yeah. The bottom line is this. The time for de-escalation is before the gun comes out. Once it's out, the only way to de-escalate is to take it to 0.
Well, to be honest...
And you do that with shots fired.
Well, what they could have done while he was just going off like that is just sprayed him with mace or some pepper spray, took him to the ground, cuffed him, searched him till he calmed down, and take away his weapon and let him go.
Yep.
But...
You want some more backstory?
Yeah.
Blufeld was formally arrested for kidnapping and sexually assaulting a girl. Oh.
Is that the guy who was getting arrested?
No, the guy who got shot.
Ah.
So, yeah,
There you go.
But,
And he's walking around.
These are leftoids in San Francisco, so of course they're going to deify him. They're going to put his face up on buildings. He's going to become a new face of a movement, just like George Floyd, a man who pistol whipped and held a gun to the belly of a pregnant woman.
Yeah, and actually that cop that was just standing there and didn't do anything is just convicted for... he's going to prison for 5 years.
Yeah, meanwhile, a dude who raped and assaulted numerous children underage only got 180 days in jail.
Yep.
Guess what color he was?
Yeah, I know. It is what it is.
Yep. Convicted of kidnapping and gang raping a girl when he was 16. Great job, Mom. You should have chosen to talk to him a while ago.
Correct. I mean, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen.
Yep. This guy is going to be...
yeah, that's probably a 9mm right there.
Yep. Well, Fafo. Fuck around, find out. This is a really nice story. It just happened to come up in my feed, and I was like, you know what? I want to end on a positive note.
Yeah.
People called the cops on a kid who was trying to make money by mowing yards to save up for a PlayStation 5. So the police officers got together and bought him a brand new PS5.
Yep.
And I believe it was caught on video. Let's check it out.
Oh, here we go. There you go. There you go, bro.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff we need more of, man.
Yeah.
And this is your average cop.
Yeah.
It really is. Most cops are not like these leftoid shithole cops that get kind of drunk on their own power because they think qualified immunity is going to protect them.
Okay, now let's be correct here. When I was in red trash land,
Oh boy.
a lot of those like podunk police departments had like half a dozen cops, and one or two of those guys was just absolute fucking tyrants.
Oh yeah, there's
And
any job, there's always one asshole.
no, because there was this one guy who kept pulling over one of my soldiers.
Yeah.
And it was just getting out of hand. We're talking, $1,100 in tickets. The guy didn't make that much money.
Yeah.
I literally had to go there, talk to the chief, and then I showed up in court while he was fighting the tickets. And I'm like, Your Honor, this is obviously harassment. I don't understand if there's a personal thing going on. I don't care.
Yep.
But now the Army has visibility on this. And there's a chance you're going to have Army lawyers in here that have... Of course, I'm completely bluffing.
Well, but it worked, I bet.
Yeah, I'm like, the unlimited budgets, they will tie up your time. This needs to stop.
You're going to get fucked.
And literally, it's stopped right after that.
Yeah, I mean, are there dickhole cops everywhere?
yeah.
Of course, yeah.
yes.
Every single department has at least one.
Yeah,
At least one.
yeah.
There are dudes who they're on traffic duty. They don't want to be on traffic duty, but they just want to meet their quota, and they don't give a fuck whose day they ruin when they do it.
Yeah,
I was like, well, it was kind of yellow, but fuck it. I need one more ticket.
well, when I was
Here.
a kid, we had an officer in the Berkeley PD. North was his last name. And for the most part, he was okay. But I saw him do some pretty fucked up, nefarious things as a child. And I'll never forgive the guy for that. In my opinion, it was out of bounds.
Yeah. I've had to deal with dickhole cops. I got 2 tickets in my life. I beat both of them. But like the second one, I made a left-hand turn in a city that allegedly weren't supposed to turn left during only specific hours of the day, but it was a national holiday.
Yeah.
Most of those like, oh, you can't turn left for these 2 hours of the day. They're null and void on national holidays. So I turned me, pulled me over, didn't even say 2 fucking words to me. I gave him everything, and he just handed me the ticket. I was like,
Okay.
can't even fucking talk to you. Nice guy.
Yeah.
So I went into court. I talked to the judge, and he's like, "Oh, you just worried about points on your thing?" I was like, "No." I said, "I'm worried about this dickhole giving out traffic tickets on national holidays when the traffic regulations are null and void." And he's like, and he checks the date. Sorry, bro. He's like, judgment for the defense. Hey, bye-bye.
Hey, every time I go in there to fight the ticket, I'm like, Your Honor, listen, I understand. This is the way it works. I've noticed in life I get a ticket every 5 to 7 years for whatever the reason. Can we please just make this impeding traffic? You'll still get your money. I won't get any points on my license, and we can go another 5 to 7 years before I have to do this again.
Yeah.
And I've had like 2 judges that are like, that's well said.
It's not bad. There you go.
Pay your fine. See you later. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be right up to the extortion counter.
Oh, yeah. It is an extortion counter.
It is!
And there's a lot of cops out there. One of my least favorite ones is like they act nice to you, right? And they act like they're doing you a favor. Because one time I got pulled over for running a red light that was clearly like green turning yellow. So he pulled me over. He's like, well, I'm not going to give you a ticket for running the red light so you don't get any points, but I'm going to give you this one instead. It's like, well, I was in Royal Oak. And unbeknownst to this mother fornicator, I'm good friends with the deputy chief.
Yeah, there you go.
At Royal Oak. So I called him up. I let him know what happened. He's like, don't worry about the ticket. He's like, but I'm going to let you know. He's like, he wasn't that nice to you. He literally gave you the most expensive ticket that he could that didn't carry points. I'm like, I would expect nothing less.
Look, man, that's another thing that needs to get addressed. This whole, forcing the police to give tickets to drive revenue.
Yeah.
That is reprehensible in my opinion.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.